Hey guys, what's up? It's Mandy. Today we're going to do a little bit of a different video. I'm actually going to be doing some decluttering today. I went to put away a bunch of my makeup and realized my drawers are overflowing and I need to clean it out. So, makeupless in my robe, I'm going to do some decluttering of face products and maybe my eyeshadows if I get to it today. It will probably not all be one video though because I have a lot of stuff. So we're going to start going through this stuff, and I'm not going to show everything. I'll just kind of go through and pick out the things I'm getting rid of and talk about those. Otherwise, we'll be here for a week. So I think that's what we're going to do today. Hope you enjoy. I'll see you in a minute going through stuff. All right, we're in the powder, the foundation, the concealer drawer here. And we're just going to start. I'm just going to pull out things that I want to get rid of. I'm not really going to talk too much about things that I'm keeping so as to not make these videos a million years long because I could talk about all these products for a long time. So I'm going to just start kind of at the top here and see what we've got. This is actually not what's in this container. This is the translucent Kodi Airspun powder. And the smell of this makes me nauseous, and I'm going to get rid of this. This packaging was better than that packaging, that's why it's in that container. We'll go by that same thought process here for the scent. The Rosé All Day from Physicians Formula. It's more like a priming serum type of thing. It works well, it looks nice, but it smells like roses, so that's going to go. Let's see, the concealer from BH Cosmetics. This came in a 2-pack. It is the Studio Pro Total Coverage Concealer. It's just too dark for me, and it has this like flat tip. I don't know, these, I feel like I get too much when I use this kind of concealer. So I'm going to get rid of that. The Nyx Pore Filler. This is a backup I actually bought at the same time. I have an open one in here somewhere. Nope. And it's okay. It's not a favorite anymore. I feel like it makes my skin a little bit greasy. So we're going to get rid of that and the backup. I just don't like that one. And I do think it breaks me out a little bit. Let's see. The Wet n Wild Coverall. I got this at Dollar Tree, actually. And it's just a very old school foundation. I'm not going to use it, so that can go. Another one I have an extra of is the e.l.f. Beauty Shield Primer. I actually used up a couple of these. I wore them in the summer with not much else over them. Because it is, you can see there, it has kind of a tint to it. And they were nice at the time, but they're probably expired by now. And they were just, it's just a little heavy for what I prefer at the moment. So these are both going to go. Alright, over here, the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir. This is one that is just, okay. I don't think they even sell this anymore, but the scent on this, again, was very perfumey, and it lingered throughout the day. What's this one? Oh, this is the Nyx Shine Killer. This was one of those like clear silicone feeling primers. Not a fan of that. That can go. The Wet n Wild foundation stick. I have another color of this in here as well. I just don't prefer this application style for foundation, so those are going to go. I didn't realize I had so many Wet n Wild things in here. This Laura Geller Cover Lock foundation in the shade Fair is one of the most orange foundations I've ever used. I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but it is not a good shade match for me. So that's going to go. And I don't mind keeping things that sometimes are a little bit darker to mix with things that are lighter, but that tone is just awful. This Mally Concealer is actually really pretty on the skin. It almost looks powdered before you even powder it, and I kind of like that. But the baby powder smell of this product gave me a headache. It lingered all day long, and I used it maybe twice, and I cannot keep this. This has to go. Like, that was not, it wasn't worth it. This is a powder, the Milani Radiant, what do they call it? Radiant Make It Last Setting Powder. This makes me think of the Laura Mercier, like their glowy setting powder that's a highlighter. That's what this is. So I don't need another one of those, so this can go. Let's see. I think actually this Revolution Bake and Blot, it's just this is gonna go. It's okay, but for something like this, I like it's not even in here. I like the Stay Matte by Rimmel. And I feel like this kind of serves the same purpose, but it is very white. So that's going to go. Another Wet n Wild foundation. This is their just photo focus foundation, but in a different packaging. I found this at Dollar Tree also. And I thought it would just be easier to apply, but I feel like it's a little bit of a different formula than the ones with the spatula in it. So that's going to go. The No Pore Primer, I'm like, I feel like this could possibly go. It's not a favorite, but I'm like, I'm not ready to part with it yet, so I think we'll keep that. All of these powders I think can stay. Let's see what's in the corner over here. Yeah, some Laura Geller stuff. Some of these powders are a little dark for me right now, like the Super Stay and this Bite in medium. And these concealers here are a little dark for me. But I don't mind mixing these with stuff. I like the formula of these, so I'm going to keep them for the summertime if I need to have something. Oh, this is actually not what's in here either. I told you I've bought a million of these before. This is actually the NYC. Oh my gosh, when was that a brand? So this is going to go. That's what's in this in this container. So that's going to go. I don't know how long I've had that, or I completely forgot it was even in there. Alright, so we've got some other, let's see, this Laura Geller. This is kind of like that Revolution one too, like a white blotting powder. So this one's going to stay, so I'll go ahead and definitely be getting rid of the Revolution. This one, the Marc Jacobs Coconut, the Blurring Coconut Face Primer. I want to keep it because it's Marc Jacobs and it's cute and all of those things, but I don't feel like this helps my makeup. I feel like my makeup wears off quicker when I wear this. It's a very silicone-y primer, much like this one actually. You can see through this how this one looks. That is what this one looks like on the inside. So both of these are going to go. I'm not a fan of those style of primer anymore. Oh my goodness, this thing. How old is this? That's going to go. That was a recommendation from Taylor Wynn 5 years ago. I don't know. These two, a Wet n Wild Intuitive Blend Shade Adjusting Foundation and Primer. This felt really gritty on my face. And then the Believe Skin Finish Tinted Moisturizer. I don't know, I've ever even used that more than once. So those are going to go. Okay, what else? It's another concealer. It's a little too dark, but I'll keep it. This Marc Jacobs concealer. This one's also a little dark, and it's kind of thick. I'm not a huge fan of like really thick concealers like this. I think we may go ahead and get rid of this one. I think we might. It's just the texture is just that really creamy potted concealer texture, and I'm just not all about that. I don't know. I could probably get rid of some of these, but I think I'm going to keep some of these Revlons. My Rimmel Stay Matte Primer is decent. And these are all like extra things. You know, I have my whole drawer over there of like favorites, so I need to get rid of some of these. The Pericone MD No Makeup Foundation. I got this at TJ Maxx, so I didn't pay a fortune for it, but it was a pretty hefty price tag for TJ Maxx. And this was the weirdest foundation. I actually looked up reviews after I bought it because I thought, this can't be right. This is messed up. It was so patchy and I don't even, like, greasy, and this is going to go. I don't know. It was the weirdest. Normally I don't have to, like, look up reviews. I'm like, oh, I feel this way about it. No, that was weird. Let's see. I have like 3 of these in here. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. The Revlon Color Stay in 110. It's just very, very, very light on me. I have some other ones that are better shades, so I'm going to get rid of this one. So let me kind of scroll through this way. Like, all of this is going to stay. The Milani Conceal and Perfect. It's kind of one of those old school things that where I'm like, oh no, I want to keep it. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus and Buff Bisque. Do I have this in another shade? Oh, here it is. In Nude Ivory. You can see there that the Buff Bisque is definitely much warmer, a little darker. So I'm going to keep Nude Ivory. I'm going to get rid of Buff Bisque. The Master Prime Moisturizing Primer. That can go. Tons of primers in my drawer. Same for this. I used the heck out of that. You can see all that pan in there. But I have plenty of other powders over here, so that can go. And this e.l.f. Glow Dewy Mist is not a. This makes me feel greasy. I don't mind a glowy mist. This feels oily on my face, so this is gonna go. All right, let me kind of do a once over here. Yeah, I think everything else I want to keep to at least reference or possibly use at some point. So we may go back through if I'm not actually using these. Like this Super Stay, I bought this one, which is way too light, and I was trying to use it. Then I bought this one, which is way too dark, and I don't know. I just can't make this work, but I'm always like, they're almost brand new containers. So I don't want to get rid of them. Okay. I think that's all we're going to do with the foundation drawer for now. I'm going to slide some of these over. Try to make it look a little nicer. And I'm going to move on to... Alright, this is my blush and highlighter drawer. It is a little bit out of control right now with the amount of product and messiness that is in here. So I think I'm going to take out all of the highlighters for the moment. And we'll go through the blushes and then we'll sort the highlighters back into the drawer. So let's do that, and we will return with a little bit of a tidier drawer here in a second. I think what we have in here now are mostly blushes, so we'll see how it goes. We'll sort through these a little bit. We've got quite a few over here as well. So let's see what we're working with. I'm going to pull a few that I know I'm getting rid of. I know for sure I'm getting rid of this. I just bought from Dollar Tree the individual bronzers, blushes, and highlights. And this bronzer broke anyway. So I think this can go. Now that I have those other things to replace it. This Sleek palette. I've had this for a while. It doesn't actually stay closed. The blush colors are a little bit different than other things I have. It's a very yellow and very orangey. And it's pretty, but this one I'm kind of iffy on because I really don't have any other blushes this color. But then again, I'm not necessarily trying to reach for blushes this color, I guess is also the truth of the matter. So I think this one can go. I've not used it. I keep keeping it. I think it's ready to go. We have these NYX blushes. How old are these again? With the little bows on them and such. I think I have this bright pink color actually in my Juvia's Place palette. Oh, definitely. Oh, and there's an orange in here too. Okay. Well, that definitely, so that takes that the place of that. And then, yeah, I feel like if I wanted something like this, I could go with this one. So I think both of these things are going to go. And this NYX light pink one, I think this one can go. It's just, it's very tiny, and I don't tend to reach for things that are this small in my hand, actually. So that's going to go. A couple Milani things I'll probably keep. Those really glowy bird blushes from Wet n Wild. Apricot in the middle, pearlescent pink, a couple LA Girl blushes. This Wander Beauty stick is a blush and highlight. I've used it a couple times. I'm just not a cream blush person, so I don't have a lot of cream blushes in my collection. So I think I will keep this one. It is a newer product to me. This Kevin Aquan blush in the shade Rose Cliff. This is not a favorite, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to part with it yet, so we'll stick that back in here for now. The Anastasia ones I'm going to keep. I think we'll keep those. These old BH blush palettes. Oh my goodness. I know you can't get like a lot of the BH stuff anymore, but they just sold to Revolution, and that makes me scared that they're going to be terrible now. So I am going to keep these for now just because of all that going on. So these Flower Beauty blush bombs. Everybody raved about how amazing these are. I feel like these blend out to be about nothing on my face. So, and they are getting older. They're a liquid product. I'm going to put these up in my drawer, up on the my vanity. And if I don't use them or if I don't like them, I'm going to get rid of them. So these are going to kind of be, I want to use them, but we'll see. Those are going to go up there to be used. If not, they're going to be given away, thrown away. My Mally blush. These e.l.f. blush palettes are actually really nice still as well, but I don't reach for these anymore because I have my row of primer infused e.l.f. blushes. So I guess if I'm being real with myself, I'm never going to use these now that I have those. You know? So, I don't know. I'll set those there for now. I love my blushes. I do, and I have a hard time getting rid of my blushes. I think this is okay. This is almost like a face powder with it, though. It's kind of strange. I think that one can go. I don't think I will miss that. My Lorac one can stay. Those are good. Oh, here's something else that's going to go. This Milk Makeup, what is this called? It's like a holographic blush highlighter stick. This is nothing. Like, there is no color, there is no shine. This is going to go. These Zoeva palettes are kind of like blush highlighter hybrids. I'm not even really sure what these are. I'm going to think about these, and these e.l.f. palettes will go in kind of a maybe pile because I don't necessarily want to get rid of them, but they're not favorites. So these will go into a maybe area we'll go through in a minute. This Infallible, it's cute. We'll keep it. It's not taking up much space. And a couple of, these aren't repeats, are they? No, Mellow Wine and Keep It Peachy. The Wet n Wild. Pop ones, and then this thing is going to go. The e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick. I feel like this is just glittery. like they're chunks of glitter. So that's going to go. We'll get to work on the highlighters. All right, I feel like that's a little more aesthetically pleasing over here on the blush side. I'm just going to kind of pick up all of these highlighters, put them in the drawer if they're staying, put them over in the pile if they're going, and we'll just try to breeze right through this. The first thing I have is the Revolution Pro HD palette. The things in here are absolutely beautiful, but the highlighters are mostly too dark for me. I keep it every time I think about going through my makeup because it's just so pretty. Like, I don't want to swatch this because I will want to keep it. So I think that this is going to go in the go pile. It's time. It's time. It's just pretty, but I don't wear it. All my Wet n Wild palettes, I have 3 different Mega Glow highlighting palettes. They're all going to stay. There's different colors in a couple of them. A couple of them are repeats, but they're staying. The Essence Pure Nude, the Revolution, the Spotlight palette from BH. That's all staying. This Revolution palette can actually probably go. It's the deeper one. I might want to keep it for like eyeshadow. I say that and then I know that I won't use it for that, but I think this one can probably go. It's just way too dark for my skin. This Pure Highlighter palette is staying. I don't use this a lot anymore, but this was like the first highlighting palette like this I bought from TJ Maxx, and I was so excited to have like a name brand, the Pure Highlighting palette. So that stays. It's a memory. The Milk Makeup highlighting stick in Lit is gonna go. This smells oily. I don't know if it's bad or if they all smell like that. So yeah, that's gonna go. Like I said, I'm not a fan of cream products. I don't have a lot because I don't wear them. Skin Kiss from Revolution. It's a little bit chunky, not really highlighty, so that's going to go. I'm going to keep that, the Pro Luminizer. The Wet n Wild Loose Highlighting Powder in... what color is this? Oh, it's on the front. Written in the Stars. Is absolutely stunning. But I think I'm going to get rid of it. It is just glittery. It's very, very glittery, and I don't wear that kind of stuff on my cheeks. So I think that's going to go. The Master Chrome Highlighter in Rose or Molten Rose Gold is going to stay. Here's another one of those Skin Kiss highlighters from Revolution. It's going to go. I just didn't like the formula of those. The Pure Nude Highlight in Warm Nude is pretty, so I'll keep that one. These two, I probably should get rid of. I don't love the formula. These are so old. But I remember hunting these down at a CVS because everybody said you have to have the... oh my gosh, what color? Is it on the front again? Yeah. Boozy Brunch. I'll have a Cosmo. I think we'll keep them for the moment. We'll see. We may pop them back out. But we'll keep them for the moment. Alright, we have the Master Chrome Molten Gold. It's a little darker for me, but we'll keep that one. The Cocoa Pebbles. The Milani. These are all nice ones. I just don't wear them all. The Ciate we'll keep. Trio. In Stellar Lights. I think I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to move it over with my eyeshadows because these are more inner corner highlighting shades for me. So I'm going to move that over there with my eyeshadows. This Buxom highlighter I'm going to keep. It's not a favorite, but I do want to continue to use it. This Stila highlighter in Incandescence. Keep that for now. All my Laura Geller ones are going to stay. These are gorgeous. It just depends on the day what I want to use. Essence Pure Nude will definitely stay. This is way too dark. The Physicians Formula in Champagne. I'm going to get rid of that one. And it also smells like all the butter products. This BH one came with something an order in Fairy Lights. Yeah, this is much too dark. This is a very coppery. Yeah, it's almost like a bronzer color, but in a highlighter, so that's gonna go. Keep that one. These two I know can go. These two e.l.f. ones, these shimmer highlighting powders in the black packaging. I have two of these in different colors. They're the same texture as like these Skin Kiss ones. They're just really chunky, so those are all going. Another Becca will keep. Another Jouer one will keep. e.l.f. Like I said, this Jouer cream highlighter. I feel like this one. Do I have any? I feel like that one's gonna go. I just don't love it. And these, there's another one of these somewhere. The Wet n Wild, what is this called? Just these, I guess. I don't know. I think these can probably go, especially with like the palettes and stuff. I think I'll just get rid of these. Those are out. Try another one in Earth. I know those are in the maybe pile. I'm gonna put the Wet n Wild ones in the maybe. I do really like them, but I also have all of these Wet n Wild ones, which are staying. Okay. Bare Minerals, we'll keep that. This, how old is this one? Alright, I think that this one can probably go. Yeah, I will never use that. So that one's going. This Revolution Strobe highlighter. It's like a green tone. I think I'm going to put that with the eyeshadows again. This Laura Geller duo in, this is Heart of Gold. I don't wear this on my face, but like the texture of this is like just glitter, but like a glitter top. I don't know. I'm going to keep this because this is different than anything else I have. And then the ABH and the other Laura Geller I'm going to keep. So there was that. Not a ton going from that drawer, but I knew that this wouldn't be something I would get rid of. Okay. On to the next. Oh, and all the things we had in the maybe pile. I think all of these are going to go. If they were not favorites enough to be immediately kept. Like I said, I have a ton of Wet n Wild highlighters. I have a ton of e.l.f. blushes. And these, I just don't know what to do with. Like, they're kind of shiny, but they kind of have glitter chunks in them. I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about Zoeva stuff normally. Yeah. That's really pretty, though, if you wear it as a blush. Okay. I'm going to keep these because the blushes in here are actually really nice if I'm not using them like a highlight. And then all of these are going to go. All right, getting into our bronzers and contour. I don't have as many things in this drawer as the others, so we'll just kind of go through one by one and see what we want to keep and what wants to go. And they aren't normally this big of a mess. This is kind of what made me go, I should probably sort these things out. Okay, so we're going to keep all these. This is fairly new. Those are all going to stay. We'll line those toward the back. The Cara Beauty is going to stay. This little rock palette. Okay, I'm seeing a few that could probably go, though. The Wet n Wild contouring palette. I don't feel like this. This was the second one I bought. I used one up completely. And I feel like the color in this one was warmer than the last one I bought. But I don't really like this as a contour shade. And I have too many bronzers to have to keep this. So that's going to go. I'm getting rid of a lot more Wet n Wild than I was expecting. Like, that's kind of surprising. These two Laura Geller body frosting, baked body frosting. I'm keeping these. They're cute. They're nice for the summertime. What is this? Oh, these are two foundations that I bought that are way too dark for me. I didn't realize. Like, I got it in a shade that's way too deep for me. And I was going to keep it and use it as like a liquid bronzer, but I just don't think I'll actually do that. So I think I'm going to get rid of this one. That is the Ciate Radiant and Hydrating Extraordinary Foundation. I think I will keep the NARS one though. It's just a mini, like a half size of this. And it is in like a medium dark shade. So I'll keep that if I want to do any like cream bronzing. I'll use that one. The Profusion highlighter can stay. I think this one can go. I only use this shade right here. It's a fantastic shade, and if I could take this out without destroying this entire palette, I would. But I think I want to get rid of. I feel like this, like look how, I don't know how old this one is. But I think this one can go. I have a lot of contours and things, and I just don't think I need this one anymore. So that one can go. All of these are going to stay. I did get rid of the blush palettes, but I am going to keep this because that contour shade is beautiful. This is the e.l.f. palette. We're going to keep that. This shade right here in the center, super pigmented, but I really do. That's why it's in here. I don't use these highlighters. They're too dark. But that middle shade's really nice for contouring. And I will keep this one, I think. It is, oh, I don't want. Maybe this, though. This Covergirl one in Golden Tan. I don't know, with how tiny this pan is and everything. And the other choices, I think I'll get rid of this. I don't think I'll use that. This is a throwback. This is the first bronzer I used. Not that particular one, but... Okay, I think I'll keep all of these. Nothing I'm seeing I don't want to have in some Laura Geller things. So I think this is the final step of this declutter. Alright guys, here's the finished product. This is all leaving my collection and it feels amazing to get things cleared out and cleaned out. And I'm now looking forward to the task of working on those eyeshadow palettes and decluttering some of those. I do have a problem letting go of my eyeshadows, so we'll see if we actually get rid of anything. But hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for decluttering with me, and we'll see you next time. Bye.